Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to LoveBabz, Love Talk on Babz Rawls-Ivy. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, to all the women who are mothers, who have complicated relationship with mothers, who've lost their mothers, who want to be mothers, who have lost children as mothers. Ugh, to all the people out there who are mommying. Happy Mother's Day. My weekend started on Thursday. I start my weekends on Thursday, and last week was no different. So went to the AKA event Thursday. They had a rose and rose event, cigars. And it was just like, it was really a glorified happy hour, which was really nice. Sometimes you just got to gather people and just let them catch up and mingle and be social. I love those kinds of events. I hate these events where you have to sit and listen to people, listen, listen, listen. So high five, AKAs. I like coming to your events when you do these, come, eat, drink, smoke some cigars, and just chat it up with people. So that's a good damn time as far as I'm concerned. So that was Thursday night. Friday night, my daughters, Margot and Brianna, took me to dinner at Bin 100. And it was nice, although there was a prom going on in the tent outside. So that was a little loud, but not upsettingly so. But it was fun. It was good. Dinner was great. It was nice hanging with my daughters, sitting with them, chatting with them, being silly with them. It was nice. Milford isn't far, 20 minutes. So it was nice. And the restaurant is modern and kind of nice, So, and they have a vegan Italian menu, which was good for me. So yeah, so we did that on Friday night, which was nice. For Mother's Day, because I knew I had plans on actual Mother's Day. And then Saturday, went to Arts Walk, caught up with Ife and Janeska and Lauren. We all went to Art Walk in Westville, which was nice. I bought me some soap. So that was a nice little couple of hours hanging out doing that. And then yesterday, we went, Markeisha, Ife, and we went to Ion in Middletown, the vegan restaurant, for brunch. And they had berry pancakes. And they do the best home fries. Home fries, berry pancakes, and this bacon, this mushroom bacon thing that they do, which was amazing. Paul Bass, I don't know if you've ever eaten at Ion, but you would absolutely love it. It is so, and the vibe in there is so chill. So, they had strawberry lemonade. We just had them add a shot of tequila to it. Because they had strawberry lemonade mimosas. I didn't really want that. I just wanted strawberry lemonade, but with a shot of tequila. So we had that. So that was nice. And then so yeah, so we had a wonderful brunch. We met some sisters at in Ion, because they sometimes you sit at a long table, and so other people could sit at the other end of the table. And so these three women sat at the end of the table. One just moved back from Atlanta, who is a plant-based chef. So of course Ife exchanged information because Ife likes to stay connected to folks who are doing all kinds of interesting things. So and she's got events coming up that she needs a chef for, that she could use some catering for. And plant-based chefs, are badass. So anyway, I have her information too. So I might try to see if I can get her on the show. Like, what, do you have time? Come and talk about this whole plant-based. And we're not using the term vegan. We're saying plant-based, which is what I like. Because I think vegan is a lifestyle, plant-based is just how you eat. Well, that's how it was explained to me anyway. So yeah, so that was Sunday, and we all, got dropped home, and I spent the rest of the afternoon chilling. Like I didn't do a damn thing. Like I have stuff to do, didn't do it. Didn't do anything. I chilled. And that's what happens when you talk yourself into not doing stuff. Exactly what I did too. I knew I had things to do. I had a plan. And then I just undid my plan, talked myself out of what I said I was going to do. So I did that all weekend. So I'm like, all right, girl, portrait season is coming. You ain't done none of the stuff you said you was going to do, and you got to get it done. So yeah, so the weather's going to change abruptly, and I got to be ready for it. But I think I'm thinking it's probably going to be Memorial Weekend that the porch gets open for real, because this weather has just been not cooperative. It just hasn't been cooperative. And I don't know what to make of it. So I'm just gonna I don't know what else to I'll just wait, but which gives me time to sort of do what I need to do. So anyway, so that was the weekend. That was the weekend. It was a great weekend. Today is the Long Wharf Theater Gala. Darren Criss is the performer. If y'all like Glee, then this is the guy. Remember Darren from Glee. So he's performing for us tonight. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, I think there's still tickets. I don't think I don't know. We might have sold out, we might not have sold out. So, but if you're interested, tonight would be your night. You know, tonight would be your night. And it would be fun. It would be fun. It'll be fun. It will be absolutely fun. So I've got that tonight. I've got a 1:00 tech check-in. So I'll go do that. And then I got winter at 4, and then cocktail hour at 5:30, and then it jumps off. And I'm excited. So excited. So excited. So anyway, that's where we are, good people. That's my Monday. And I don't have a guest back until I'm pulling up my calendar. Let me see. Not tomorrow, Wednesday. Have a guest Wednesday. So I might fill in some guests this week because I've got some people on the back burner. So that's probably going to happen. I like when we have guests on. It's always fun. I had some good guests last year. I love talking to Rebecca Goodhart. Her performance of The Women of Will. And I really would like to see that. So I need to. And it's only like this week, right? So so I only got this week to see this. So I will make sure. I just gotta fix my calendar. You know what I mean? Like I just gotta fix my calendar and my schedule. So much is going on. So much. So much is going on. That's all right. We don't mind that. I got a wonderful gift from Lauren because I stopped by Possible Futures on Saturday. She gave me a wonderful gift. That I think is right here. A candle, of course, but it's a great little candle. A book. She gave me a book and a piece of clothing, which for somebody like me. So a scent story. Bookish. Happiness is a bookstore. Swear to God, it is. And this is a great smelling candle. I can't wait to burn it. But I got stuff to do first before I could light this candle on fire. And then she stopped by more and more and got me a frock. Got me a nice little frock. And it's so pretty. And I need to it's a wonderful little frock. And the color, I just love this. You know, that orange is everything. So I've got stuff that I could throw this right on top of. You know, I've got a dress, couple of orange dresses, but this could go right on top of. And then she gave me this book, you know, You Are Only Just Beginning. And that's not bad for a 61-year-old. This is a good motivation for a 61-year-old. Because I don't know what other people are feeling, but 61 feels damn good to me. My son Khalil sent me a list of questions that he wanted me to answer for Mother's Day. And I told him I would answer them yesterday, but I haven't answered them yet. So I think I have to go back and find some quiet time and answer them for him. They're very thoughtful questions, you know, very, very thoughtful. And I will answer them. So they were like, what's your happiest memory of us? What was the first year of motherhood like for you? What's the nicest thing I've ever done for you? What do you want or wish most for your kids? What have been the best and worst parts about getting older? And what's one thing you want me to always remember? So I'm gonna answer those questions for my son. They require a little bit of thinking, you know, not hard thinking, like not that I have to come up with stuff. What it means is I have a lot to choose from and I need to sort my memories. So but yeah, so this book that Lauren gave me is lovely. You know, all these wonderful emotional intelligence kind of things, you know. Every trial is an opportunity to summon the power of your pride. Yeah. So here's to learning how to breathe in and out. It will get you through this. Hell yes. Take heart. Breathe deep. To be alive is a miraculous feat. Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's just a wonderful little book. And I need to I need to write in it. From Lauren, possible futures. I'm writing in it because somebody will want to know something about this book, and somebody will want to inquire about who is Babz. So I like that. So I always write in my books, you know. Anyway, this is a wonderful book. So if you have to give graduation gifts or any of that, these kinds of things are just wonderful. But this one in particular, you are only just beginning. So, and the table of contents is such that beginning a new adventure, lessons from sunlight, finding your people, lessons from elephants, going deeper, lessons from the ocean, exploring your gifts, lessons from honeybees, embracing your emotions, lessons from guitars, navigating your trials, lessons from lions, beginning again, lessons from climbing roses, embracing change, lessons from space, forgiving yourself, lessons from clay, reintegrating with where you come from, lessons from butterflies. So this is a wonderful book. Morgan Harper Nichols wrote this book. I think I follow her online on Instagram. Yes, she's a popular poet and artist. She has garnered a loyal online following over 2 million, and the poetry and art she shares is created in response to the personal stories submitted by her community. Morgan and her husband, Patrick, are the proud parents of their son, Jacob, and together they created Garden 24, an online shop featuring Morgan's art. In 2021, Morgan was diagnosed with autism and is passionate about being a part of projects that help others receive support and encounter grace right where they are. She and her family live in Atlanta, Georgia. So yeah, I follow her. I follow her on Instagram, and I adore her. So anyway, so I'm just grateful to Lauren that she gave me this book. So yeah, I'm gonna put it in my stash of books and see what happens. So anyway, yeah, all is well. All is well. I cannot complain, although I could sleep a little bit more, I think. And I think I have to start getting into bed a little bit earlier and sleeping in. I think that's my challenge. I think that's going to be my goal from here on out. You know, every year I pick something for my birthday, and I think this year I'm picking sleep. I don't do well. And it's not that I feel tired. I'm not tired. I just don't do well. So I have all month to figure out what's the self-care thing that I want to do. But I think sleep is going to be up there. That's the first thing that came to mind. And if that means like going to bed early, then that's what I need to do. Just start training myself to go to bed early, except for the nights when I'm out in these streets, and except for the nights when I'm entertaining folks on the porch. But the porch doesn't go all night anyway. Like usually the porch shuts down around, during the week, it's a 9, 10 o'clock night kind of vibe. On the weekends, it could go to 11, 11:30, that kind of thing. So, and this week is my last, I think, is it this week or next week? Next week is my last, oh boy, one of these weeks. Oh, tomorrow is my last day on the Planned Parenthood Southern New England board. It's my last time. And I've been grateful to serve for as long as I have served. I hope I brought some value to this board, you know. I hope I brought some value. Uh, I hope I did. So, uh, I hope I did. It was an honor to serve with these women at this particular time in history, you know, when there is a real assault on women's reproductive health. And I don't know why people think that women cannot make decisions about their own reproductive health. That is the most baffling thing of ever to me. It just takes women's rights right out of their hands. It just says we supersede what you want to do with your own body. But you can't intercede and supersede on the rights of people who want to carry firearms. I don't understand that. On the one hand, you could say, well, we have the right to tell women what to do with their bodies. And on the other hand, you'd be like, we don't have the right to tell people not to be, we can't take the right to bear arms away from people. It's just crazy to me. And the people that sort of yes that I just look at them crazy. It's all the same to me. It's all insane. You could say to a woman, you don't have the right to decide whether or not to carry a pregnancy to term under any circumstances, whether you were raped or uh, 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 by a family member or a stranger or somebody you know. You don't have the right to make decisions. Even if the your medical team says, this baby inside of you can't survive, or the baby inside of you has died, and we can't go in and take it out because. But I could walk into any store and buy a firearm because that is my right and don't question it. And we let kids do it. You like to be 18 and buy a firearm. But as a grown-ass woman in charge of her own self, her own agency, I can't make decisions about my body. Oh my God. It is just the most ridiculous thing. And you got white men and white women and some black folks on this campaign. And it's crazy. I don't get it. And I don't want to get it. I want it to stop. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to get it. I just want it to stop. And I need women to have agency over their own body. That's all. That's all. So that's where I'm at. I say all that to say, I have served joyfully on the Planned Parenthood of Southern New England board. It has been my honor and privilege to do so. And tomorrow will be a little bit bittersweet because I got to work with some amazing women. Seriously, some amazing women uh, um, who are in the trenches every single day, trying to ensure the rights of women, and women have agency over their reproductive health. So, yeah. And if that's not enough, did anybody get to see the Northern Lights over Connecticut this weekend? So I stepped out on the porch and I saw the purpleness in the sky, but you have to get away from the city, or at least where there are a lot of lights to see it. So I saw Julia Gambell. She took some beautiful pictures, and then a couple other people, but she's over there in the East Shore, over there in Lyles Point Park. So she took some beautiful pictures. So folks captured it here in Connecticut. You could see it, so people caught it, which was really nice. It was surreal. And it might be another opportunity to see them over the next couple of nights. Not as vivid, but maybe a chance to see some of it. And then there might be another chance next year, so but yeah, because I thought I was gonna have to go to Alaska. Turns out I don't. Or Iceland. Turns out I don't. I could stay right here. So if you hadn't had a chance to see the Northern Lights, go just check somebody's feed out, because there's some local folks who captured captured it on film and pictures, which is glorious. And if y'all know Julia, she's got such a fine eye, you know. I might have to call her up and say, I'd like to buy one of them prints, because I mean, when are we ever gonna see the aurora borealis over us again? I don't think it's ever happened. And we get all the science about it, the sun, the flares, interacting with the atmosphere creates these dazzling light. Okay. But it's just, I just would like to mark that time. So if you might have opportunity to see it tonight, tomorrow night, if you haven't had a chance to stand outside or drive out of your hood. If you live in a city, drive to some rural town and look up if you can, and take in the night sky, the aurora borealis, the aurora. So take it in if you can. So that was quite amazing. I see Israel is still marching on the folks in Rafah, and did I understand Palestine is now part of the UN? Is that did I see that vote happen this weekend? Are they granted into the UN, or is one of these things we say yes, but we gotta wait? And the United States didn't vote for it. So I don't understand that kind of they called on. So so the UN member nations vote overwhelmingly to back the Palestinian membership bid. Okay. So U.S. is just one of 9 countries to vote against granting new rights and privileges to Palestine. Oh boy. So, well, uh, we'll see what happens. So Palestine is recognized by the UN as a non-member observer state, a status granted to them in 2010 by the General Assembly. They do not have the right to vote on General Assembly resolutions or nominate any candidates to the UN agencies. So, okay. So I guess they want there's a 193 member General Assembly wants a global survey of support for the Palestinian bid to become a full UN member, a move that would effectively recognize a Palestinian state. I wish there was people that could have pushed for a Palestinian state early on. I think the Palestinian people was thinking that I don't think they thought that Israel would behave the way that they behaved or behaving. I don't think that they thought that they would behave this way when it was forced upon them to accept Israel as a state in their country. And that's what, Jewish people, don't call me anti-Semitic, because I'm not. I'm not even, I don't even, that's not even in my wave. But but when you look at the facts of things, I'm just an innocent bystander. I'm not Jewish, and I'm not Arab, I'm not Middle East, I'm not any of those things. I'm just a sister sitting in New Haven, Connecticut, just looking and just putting the facts in front of me. That's it. That's all I could do is put the facts in front of me. Now, I have great Jewish friends. I have great Arab, Middle Eastern friends. I eat in their restaurants and all the things. So I don't have I'm only on the side of humanity in all things. I'm on the side of humanity in all things. All things, I'm on the side of humanity. What is in the best interest of humanity? I just can't imagine that you would just walk into somebody's country, take it over, and then expect them to be like, yeah, do it. You're gonna gentrify my whole country? What's happening? And I know Jewish people cringe because they're listening to me thinking, oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know. You just don't understand. It's deeper than that. All right, maybe I don't. But from what I see, listen, and people can coexist. But everybody has to want to coexist. What you do on your side, you got to do on the other side. You can't, you set up this apartheid situation for these people, which is unfair and unjust and inhumane. Let's just get to that part. Then we can get to the peace part. That's all I'm saying. That's it. So we see ceasefire. I don't think Netanyahu is interested in peace. I think he's interested in one thing and one thing only. And I certainly know Jewish people. There's a great many Jewish people who are not down with none of this and are making their voices heard. But then there are some Jewish people who are like, they think this is retaliation for justified retaliation for the taking of hostages. There are some Jewish people who feel that way, and they're like, I don't care what it takes, scorch the earth, get these people back. And I'm not mad at them for that, because I know how scorched earth I would be if my loved ones was taken hostage. I couldn't hear diplomacy or reason. I get it. But that would only last for so long, because at some point you got to be like in your right mind and rational. But I get it. So I'm not saying I don't understand it. I understand scorched earth mentality. I get it. I would be scorched earth too for a time till I came back into my right mind and remembered that I'm a human being. But that's neither here nor there. So I understand that, you know. I just think all this carnage has got to stop. The killing of all these people. You know, you're not rooting out terrorism. I mean, you're just not. I mean, I just think that's just smokescreen stuff. You're not root. There's no the people that are being harmed are kids and women. They're not terrorists. None of them are terrorists. These little kids are not terrorists. They wake up one day and running from bombs. One day they're going to school. The next day they're in the streets begging for food and looking for their family. That's not terrorism. And I get that you want to root out terrorism, but violence like this has never really worked anywhere in the world. Has it? Give me some examples where rooting out terrorism this way has ended terrorism. And if and I know Netanyahu's an educated man. He's not stupid. This is not about terrorism. This is not about terrorism. I don't care what anybody says. This is to get rid of them Palestinian people out of Palestine. The Hamas people in their stupidity just gave them a blank check to kill their people. That's what you did by taking these hostages. You wrote a blank check so they could just kill all your people. And they're going to kill y'all. They're going to kill you. They're not going to stop. So whatever Hamas thought they was doing, I think it backfired. But terrorists are funny because they think that they can scare people into some kind of submission. I don't even know when that worked, except slavery. And slavery, the enslavement of people was a very complex system because you had to make sure you separated people from neighboring tribes and countries. You had to make sure so that there'd be no communication. And then you had to take away every tool that you thought you knew of communication. Evidently, you ain't do a good job because Africans found a way to communicate with each other. So I don't know where terrorism actually works. I want to the terrorists out there. I don't know if y'all meet somewhere, you have terrorism conventions or whatever. Terrorism doesn't work. It just makes people dig in and have more resolve. I don't know when terrorism worked. I mean, somebody give me some examples when terrorists jumped down and killed up people, and then the country that they killed up people in said, "All right, here, take it." I I don't know where. I don't know. Maybe I haven't read enough history, or I don't know, but I don't know where terrorism works because people just double down. Like, we're not going to be moved by this. You're not going to run us out of our towns, our homes. You're not going to run us away from our way of life. So there's wrong on both sides, and it's not going to be anybody left standing if you keep this up. So I just think I don't think for Netanyahu, Bibi, I don't think Bibi is interested in diplomacy. I don't think Bibi is interested in negotiation. I don't think Bibi is interested in let's try to work together, share the land. He is not there. He is, I have to clear the land and get all these people because we want to expand and we need to get these people out of here. We're going to kill them all. And that's it. And the Hamas people and terrorists, I think, are stupid by nature because terrorism doesn't work. I mean, it just doesn't work. I just don't. I'm like, you get a moment, you get some time on air for a moment, and then that's it. And then countries spend their time trying to hunt you down. All right. So Israel said, well, you just played right into my hands. And by Israel, I mean Netanyahu, because I'm convinced the majority of Israelis don't want what's going on. There's a handful that's like scorched earth, and I don't care. Do what you got to do to bring our folks home, and that's a very specific thing. you're blinded by the love of your loved ones coming home. You don't care who is harmed in the process, because that's really what you have to say. That's what you have to tell yourself to go along with this. I don't care who they kill. I don't care who we, because it's a we thing now, right? I don't care we as Israel have to kill, man, woman, or child to bring back our loved ones. That's how that's got to go down. You've got to think that way in order to continue this assault. All right. I ain't mad at you about that. Scorched earth. Let me tell you something. Somebody take some of my family members, I'm gonna try to kill you all too. That's just what it is. I'm not proud of that. I wish I could be better, but I'm not. I would be ready to kill everybody, and I would be so blinded by whatever that I would go and kill up your house, your mama, everybody. I get it. But then I also know my humanity would seep in at some point, and I'd be like, oh, whoa. Let me stop this. let me gather myself and remember that we are all on this earth together. And that killing these people is like killing myself, and this is not gonna bring my loved ones back. And I would wage to bet those 33 hostages, I'm sure some of them are already dead. I'm sure I don't think they're keeping 33 people alive. I don't think that. I think some folks are dead. I don't think some of them are dead. I think some of them are dead, and that's a reality. That's a very real reality. And it's a very real reality. So anyway, that's where we are. So that is weighing on our hearts and minds, as is Ukraine, as is the Congo. I don't remember a time when it was just this crazy in the world, or maybe it has always been crazy in the world, but we have the technology to sort of bring us all the information all at once, 24/7. Like I don't have to wait for the 6 and 11 o'clock news. Like I could just plug into something, go stream something real quick and see what's happening, So it's interesting. And I think when people long for the good old days, what they long for is less access to information. You know what I mean? Like, because you could hold on to things longer. A false sense of safety and security. Because when you know all these things, it just makes you feel out of sorts. When you hear about what's going on in the world frequently, and that's what happens when people have to sort of disconnect and go retreat and all these kinds of things, because they're inundated with news and just stuff from around everywhere all at once, and so it would make you harken back to a day that, or a time in a place where you think it was simpler and gentler. But I don't think it was ever simpler or gentler. I don't think it ever was. I just think you just want less information. You just want less access to information, and that's a false sense of security. And I'm not suggesting that having so much information makes you secure. I don't think that either, but I don't know where to draw the line. Like, I don't know. I mean, I think everybody has to individually decide, because the technology is not going to stop. The news cycles are not going to stop. So it is individuals that have to sort of decide how much of the world that they want to digest at any given time. That's really the case, and calls for all of us to sort of decide, how much information do I want to digest on a regular basis? And for some people, and I'm starting to sort of feel this way, because I used to be a real news junkie, just watching the news, staying on top of the news, what's going on, what's going on. And but of the last year or so, I've really been not keeping up in the way that I used to keep up. And it's a price to pay for anything and everything, you know. There's a price to pay for anything and everything. And I mean, there's a price to pay for not knowing up to the minute stuff. And uh, uh, you know, because to be well informed is to be a consumer of information, and you have to keep up to be really informed. Before you could be informed if you read newspapers, uh, and watched the evening news, and then when CNN came along, CNN would give you a global perspective. CNN, right? And then if you were really sort of interested in being sophisticated in how you got your information, you'd watch some PBS. Maybe listen to a little bit of NPR in your car, you know. But even that is becoming a lot. So people are just, I think we have to individually take stock in how much information we want to filter through ourselves in the course of a day, you know. And you run the risk of being ill-informed, and whatever that means to you, to be ill-informed, you know. And the people that watch that's Fox News, I don't know how they do it. It's like a drug. I can't watch Fox News. The minute I'm somewhere and I hear it, I don't even have to turn around. I immediately know uh, it's Fox News, because the way that they talk and the way they phrase things and the way that they just lie, like it's just like lies. And I was like, why? How do they do it? How do they do it? So I think people's unease with the state of the world has a lot to do with news and information coming at them, and not being able to sort of discern the news at a rapid pace, you know. And so each of us has to decide how to do that, how to filter, uh, how to shut off, uh, you know, and how to allow, or what to allow, that comes in, you know. And I think, hard news is hard to process. I think that's why we are so entertainment driven, you know, because we could talk about those things because they're entertaining, and we can be invested in celebrity in a way that I don't think we've ever been this invested in celebrity the way we are now. And celebrity is very distractionary, when you are concerning yourself about the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef, then that means you are not thinking about some other things that could be better in your life. Now, and I always say we have the capacity to hold all kinds of things all at once. We have the capacity to move from sorrow to celebration, from celebration to depression. I mean, we have the ability to do all of that, you know. But but there is a real imbalance in interaction, information, and community. There's a disconnect, because on the one hand, people are more lonelier than they've ever been in the history of the world. People can't make friends. People can't connect to each other. People are lonely, particularly elderly people, but so are young people. Do you know what I mean? So you have that on the one hand. On the other hand, you have all these people who are consumed with celebrity and the shenanigans that go on with that. And that's a real disconnect from community. because you're not in community. You are spending your time worrying about celebrity. That's not in community. They're not in your orbit. You know, you're just fascinated by their comings and goings. You know, and then you have the folks who are actually on the ground trying to make the world a better place. You know, trying to right wrongs, trying to freedom fight, trying to raise awareness, you know, trying to wake people up, you know, just really trying to get people woke. So there's a lot in the pot. There's a lot in the pot. And then you have your everyday ordinary practical lives where you are, you know, working and coming home and, you know, making a life for yourself such that it is, you know. So there's a lot in the world. And I understand how people can feel a little bereft, lonely, sad, and fearful, you know, because leadership ain't leading, and there's just like failures everywhere, from education to housing to supportive social stuff, just failures. And we don't seem to be making inroads. But then at the same time, if you look in another direction, we're making great strides on a lot of things. So, but I think individually people are, you know, looking outside of themselves for something to give them meaning and purpose, and looking outside themselves for that, you know, looking outside themselves for validation and, you know, all those kinds of things. And you see it with young people, you see it with elderly people, you know, you just see it in spaces, you know. So I don't have any answers. I just know how I have to think about how I am in the world so that I could be a better human in the world. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always thinking about how to be a better human, you know, because there have been moments when I've not been a good human. That's the stuff that I have to reconcile. And we all do, if you're up for it. If you're up for it. And that's the basis of walking in truth. You know, you just be honest about not other, you don't have to be honest with telling people what you think you see in them. It's not, a walk in truth is not you telling people what you think the truth is. A walk in truth is your own truth telling to your own self. You know, what is the truth that you're telling yourself about whatever the situation you are in? That's a walk in truth. Not, oh, let me point out to these people where they're wrong and I know the truth. No, I when I truth tell, I start with myself first. I don't look outside of myself for truth. I tell the truth inward first. I really do. I tell the truth first to myself, you know. That's why I don't get surprised when people want to come at me. I'll be like, oh, I know what the truth is. I tell myself the truth all the time. I'm not delusional. I don't make things up. And I don't have blinders on, you know. And so in my ability to sort of tell myself the truth, I can see the untruths in other people. I see them all the time. I see the untruths in people all the time. All the time. I see the untruths in people all the time. And it is amazing to me, because I just think to myself, if they just told themselves the truth, all the angst that they're going through, all the stuff that they're going through would really dissolve. You know, if they just told the truth. you know, because people act as though you can't see the truth of them. I see the truth in people all the time. I know what people are. I see it. I see the truth in people. You know, that's just, but I don't start there. I do not start there. I start inward. I start inward. And it's painful. Sometimes it's painful to tell. It's often painful. The truth telling that you do to yourself is often painful. Now, I say truth telling, I say assassin. I don't beat myself up. That's not what I'm going for. So don't be an assassin to yourself. Be a truth teller to yourself. And then forgive yourself and then love yourself. So I'm gonna take a break. I'll be back at 10:15. We'll spend some more time talking. I'll be right back.
Hi, this is Babz Rawls-Ivy from New Haven, Connecticut, and you're listening to WNHHLP 103.5 FM, streaming live at newhavenindependent.org. Hey y'all, this is Babz Rawls-Ivy from 103.5 WNHH, LoveBabz, LoveTalk. Hill House High School class of 74, we're looking for you. It's time for your 50th class reunion, and it's being planned for the summer of 2024. For more information and to receive updates, contact hillhouseclass74@gmail.com or call Alice Conyers at 412-522-5158 or Wayne Stuckey, 475-227-9755. 50th class reunion, Hill House. Class of 1974. Don't miss it.
If your home was built before 1978, dust around your windows and floors could contain lead paint. This lead dust can harm young children, affecting their kidneys and brain, and even slowing a child's growth. But lead poisoning is 100% preventable. You can do something about it. To learn simple cleaning steps to keep your family safe, visit nhvhealth.org. Together, New Haven, we can get the lead out.